We talking about almond flour cookies today. 3 different types. Let's go into this. I am Darius, this is Sugarless Crystals, your sugar-free destination of YouTube. I feel like I need to give my expertise on some of these things I've been seeing lately. People don't really know what to expect when they come into keto and they want to try different types of cookies and things like that. But almond flour cookies are interesting. There's something special there. They're much different than coconut flour cookies, okay? And so let's go ahead and dive into these 3 different types that you're gonna come across. The first one is gonna be like your semi-hard almond flour cookie. Now this is gonna be more style of your shortbread, or if you heard me say in my previous videos, like your stale cookie taste. Like they're not quite crunchy, but they're definitely not soft either. These cookies are due to having not a lot of butter in them. So what's able to happen is there's just enough butter to allow the almond flour to come together and not fall apart. If that makes, to not fall apart. Like pretty much, in the shortbread cookies, you're not gonna have any egg in them whatsoever. So it's pretty much just almond flour, butter, and sweetener. This works. No, it's the closest thing you will get to your traditional shortbread because coconut flour does not harden like almond flour does. Coconut flour is gonna stay in a soft state, I guess you want to say. Well, almond flour can give you somewhat of a crunch. The thinner, the better, or well, the thinner, the better the crunch that is. And you definitely want to pay attention to your ratios between your flour and your butter, because the more butter you put in there, the more saturated the almond flour will get, and therefore it will produce a softer texture. Coming in number 2, you're gonna have your cake-like ones. These are the ones I kept running into when I first started making my own almond flour cookies. They kept coming out very cakey. So what happens with this cookie is very self-explanatory. It's more of the almond flour typical bread kind of texture. It's very soft and it's not chewy, not at all. But it's more of a bread texture. That's not necessarily how you would view a cookie. It's almost like a little cookie cake. This will easily happen when you bring an egg into the situation, because the egg is more so of the emulsifier. If that doesn't sound right, I apologize. I'm terrible at pronunciations, but it starts with E, and I'll put the word right here. Okay, but that's what it is, and the job of that is it brings everything together in your batter and in your final cooked product or your final baked product. When you bring an egg into the situation, it's kind of hard to fight that texture. It really is. Like the second you bring the egg into it, like it's just, as far as like the semi-hardness or the crunchiness, it's pretty much out the door. There's a way to combat that, but I'll actually speak on that on my 3rd reason on how to stop that from happening. Well, to stop it from happening as far as being a full, all-out cake-like texture. But I mean, you know, if some people like the softer cake-like cookie textures, and that's fine. In my video where I compared the best keto cookie, the second one, the almond flour one with walnuts, that was a very, very cake-like texture. And it was still good. So for someone that enjoys that type of thing, there's no problem whatsoever with it. The 3rd one I want to talk about is going to be your store-bought cookie. The ones you'll get, your products, your made products that you'll get in like your keto boxes, or you can order off of Amazon, things like that. Any of you guys have fat snacks? Fat snacks are cool. I actually have a review of fat snacks. I'll put that below. But I don't have their newest cookie yet, the double chocolate chip. I haven't had that. But what you'll notice with fat snacks, it's a soft cookie, but it's very dense. I said that with power, dense. Okay, anyway, moving along. It's very dense. So it's definitely not cake-like, and it's not a semi-hard. It's together, but when you bite into it, you don't get like that stale cookie texture. It's almost semi-hard, to be honest. I hate to say semi-hard because the first one was semi-hard, but it's kind of I don't want to say I blew it, but I blew it. Maybe I need to get my science terms together, because the cookie I'm talking about, if you've ever made a shortbread cookie and you've had a fat snack cookie, you know exactly what I mean. Those textures are completely 2 different textures. The thing is, with the fat snacks and the fat snacks, the Nui, which is also used to be keto cookie, those mix almond flour and coconut flour. Aha! That's what makes those different. In my recipes, I have coconut flour cookies, but I mainly Mainly my all-star cookie is always going to be an almond and a coconut flour cookie. Hands down. I have a lemon one that I just released not too long ago, and the upcoming cookbook has a macadamia nut one and a pistachio cookie that I made, which are lovely as well, that have been tested. Oh, and a chocolate chip one. That's right, that one's special. But see, what the coconut flour does is it kind of gets in between the crevices of the almond flour and it softens the cookie up. But see, also the almond flour still provides that hardness and that come togetherness of what almond flour does, and it produces a stabilization, because coconut flour cookies are just soft. Like when you deal with coconut flour by itself, it's just soft. Almond flour has the ability to get hard, so that's why you get that texture when you combine both of them. And like I said, these companies use it because it's the best texture. Now, an honorable mention is the beef gelatin powder that I use in my cookies, and you've also seen Keto Connect use it in their cookies as well. And for the pre-made packages that you can get, I want to say Good D's, she uses beef gelatin as well. I wish I had a fat snacks here to see for, well, I ate them all. They sent me some, but I ate them all. I had to review them. I mean, I don't, what you want me to do? I mean, almond flour cookies aren't going to be chewy. No cookie in keto without sugar is going to be chewy, because sugar caramelizes, okay? Sugar does that, and sweeteners don't do it. But what beef gelatin does is brings collagen, pretty much, because that's what it is. It brings collagen into the play inside the cookie. It creates a crumb that's a bit softer, and it has a chew in it. It has that collagen chew to it, and it replicates a chewy cookie somewhat. If you have it without it, you can tell a huge difference when you add it in there. Yeah, like you'll say to yourself, you'll say, oh, these are chewy. But in essence, no, they're not a chewy cookie. But it does help. It makes a wonderful texture. Trust me, if you don't have beef gelatin powder at home, I would definitely purchase some. I'll put some down in the description box below. This is the one that I use all the time. And you'll see in other recipes, it doesn't take much at all. I think I've talked your head off enough. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to your channel, hit that subscribe button. We are the dessert destination when it comes to keto. This is what I do here. Desserts all day long. I give you reviews on desserts, give you wonderful recipes on desserts, and then we talk about desserts, because some people really want to know the science of how to make their own. Because some people, oh my God, they try to substitute things, and I'm just like, baby, what are you doing? What were you thinking? Why would you put that together? I am Darius, this is Sugarless Crystals, your sugar-free destination of YouTube, and I will see you next time.